Hello everybody, hope all of you are well in this pandemic situation. In my last class, I discussed to address an electron or to locate an electron in three-dimensional position, we need four quantum numbers N, L, M, S. And we also discussed that what is the maximum number of electron in each cell. Okay, that is the 2n square. Now today we will start from the different types of principle, that is Pauli-Scotian principle. According to this principle, no two electrons in an orbital of an atom can have the same values of all the four quantum numbers. Okay, so we can say according to this Pauli-Scotian principle, an orbital can have maximum 2 electrons, and these 2 electrons must have opposite spin. Actually, 2 electrons present in the same orbital of the same atom may have same values of the 3 quantum numbers, but the value of the 4th quantum number must be different. Electrons having same value of N, L and M are said to belong the same orbital. We can take one example, then you can understand. Suppose if we taking that N is equal to 1, so what will be the value of L? L will be N minus 1, that will be 0. What will be the value of M? M will be 0. Now in this case, okay, for one electron these 3 value may be same. For 2 electron these 3 value may be same, but the spin quantum number will be either plus up or minus up. Okay, now if we write the 2 electrons present in 1s orbital, so this is nothing but 1s orbital. So in 1s orbital, the quantum number set, that is N, L, M, S, that will be for one electron, N value will be 1, M value will be 0, L value will be 0, M value will be 0 and S value will be plus up. For another electron, okay, the second electron will be 1, 0, 0, minus up. So here all the 4 quantum numbers are not same. These 3 are same, but the spin number is not same. So from here you can easily understand that no 2 electrons in an orbit of an atom are not always the same. Okay, so definitely for each electron in a particular atom, the quantum set, that means quantum number set, that is NLMS, will be different. Okay, now we will discuss the shapes of the different types of orbital. Actually this shape comes from the solution of the Schrodinger equation, that we will discuss later. Okay, if I get time. And actually now Schrodinger equation is not in your syllabus. Okay, we have to discuss the radial probability function also. Okay, now you know that for s orbital, now we discuss the shape of this orbital. For s orbital, we know that L is equal to 0 and as well as M is equal to also 0. Okay, so s orbital is non-directional and is spherically symmetrical in shape. Okay, if I draw the structure, you can understand this is s orbital. So it is a 3-dimensional region where probability of finding of electron is maximum. So it is spherical shape. And if we think about the 2s orbital, so here the n is increasing. So 1s, if it is 1s, then what will be the volume of the 2s? 2s will be greater. Because If we increase the n, radius will increase. Okay, so greater the value of n, greater is the volume of s orbital. Thus 2s orbital is the larger in size than 1s orbital. So 2s orbital consisting of inner and outer sphere. There is a region between these spheres where the electron density is 0, and this region is called node or nodal plane. The number of nodal plane in an orbital in any energy level will be nodal plane or nodes will be equal to n minus l minus 1. Okay. Now if we think about the 1s orbital, what will be the value of n minus l minus 1? That will be n is 1, l is 0, minus 1, that will be 0. So in case of 1s orbital, there will be no node. So if we draw the structure of 1s orbital, you can easily understand. Suppose this one is 1s. So everywhere there is electron. There will be no space where the density of electron is 0 in 1s orbital, because there is no node or nodal plane in this 1s orbital. If we consider 2s orbital, in case of 2s orbital, n minus l minus 1 value will be 2 minus 0 minus 1, that will be 1. So definitely there will be one node, okay, in case of 2s orbital. If I draw the diagram, then you can understand. So here the density will be, here density is there, electron density, and here around this circle. There will be electron density. So in between these two spheres, okay, that is, we already told you that there is some inner and outer sphere, okay. So in between these two there will be one space where the probability of finding of electron is 0, okay, and that is called node. So in case of 2s orbital, we will get only one node. If we think about 3s orbital, n minus l minus 1 is equal to 3 minus 0 minus 1, definitely there will be two nodes. So if you want to draw the structure of 3s orbital, its volume will be more. This will be the 3s orbital. Now here inside that electron density is the maximum, and in this circle here will be the electron density. And here also some electron density will be there. Okay, so here two space is there where the probability of finding of electron is 0. So this one is one node, this white space, and this one is a node. So two nodes are present here in case of 3s orbital. Okay, similarly if we think about the p orbital, d orbital, we will get, in case of 2p there will be no node, 3p there will be one node. Okay, if we calculate this value n minus l minus 1, we can easily understand. So s orbital is only one type, okay, because here m value is 0, only one value is there. Next we will discuss the p orbital. For p subshell, l is equal to 1, p orbital. Here l is equal to 1. Now what will be the value of m? So m has three values, minus 1, 0 and plus 1. So definitely there will be 3p orbitals, okay, or p subshell has 3p orbitals, okay. Hence p orbital has 3 orientation. Probability of finding of electron, there will be one along x axis, another will be y axis, another will be z axis, okay. Actually they are mutually perpendicular. Okay, so these orbitals will name as px, py and pz. Each orbital may be thought consisting of two lobes. Okay, if we draw one p orbital, then you can understand. So this is a dumbbell shape, two lobe is present. Okay, and each side of this nucleus there will be two lobes. Suppose this is the nucleus, here two lobes is there, and the p orbital, this shape is called dumbbell shaped. Okay, and have a particular direction. And if we think about the probability of finding electron here, okay, that will be 0. That is called node. Okay, so both lobes are separated by a nodal plane. So if we draw one plane, here the probability of finding of electron will be 0. So this plane is called nodal plane. Now if we want to draw the diagram of the p orbital, then you can easily understand. Suppose this one is x-axis. Okay, this one is y-axis, and this one is z-axis. So this one will be the px orbital, and these plus minus signs are called symmetry. You know the symmetry of wave. This one is called positive and this one is called negative. So these are nothing but these are not charges. Okay, this px orbital. So when we will draw the py orbital, if this is the py axis, this is y axis, so this will be the py orbital. And if we want to draw the pz, if this is the z axis, definitely it will be the pz orbital. Plus minus. Understand? So get at the value of n. So p will start from the n is equal to 2. So it is 2p. So if you want to draw the structure of 3 orbital, that will be larger in size. So if this one is the 2p, then 3p will be in the larger size. So this is the 3p. Okay, and 4p will be more larger as the value of n is greater. Okay, n is increasing means the radius, that is the distance from the nucleus, is increasing. So the orbital also becomes larger. Okay, the volume becomes larger. So if we think about the nodes, okay, 4p orbital, 2p orbital has on no nodes. Okay, because if we calculate that n minus l minus 1, then you can understand n minus l minus 1. For 2p orbital, what is the value of n? 2, l value 1, this is 1, so 0. If you think about the 3p orbital, definitely there will be one node. 4p orbital, it will have definitely 2 nodes. Understand? So in general, mp orbitals have n minus 2 nodes. Next we will discuss the d orbitals. In case of d orbital, what will be the value of L? D orbital. What will be the value of L? L value will be 2. So what will be the value of M? M will be minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. Okay, that is minus L to 0 to plus L. So here 5 values are there. So definitely there will be 5 d orbital. In d subcell there will be 5 d orbital. All these d orbitals have same energy. That is why they are called degenerate orbital. Like p orbital, px, py, pz, they are also called degenerate orbitals. Now d orbitals are dumbbell shaped. Here also you have to practice their diagrams. So how many d orbitals are there? The dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, and dz square. If I draw the diagram, then you can easily understand. Suppose this one is x and this one is y. So the lobe will be in between the axis, okay, not on the axis. So this is dxy orbital. This one is plus plus symmetric, this one is minus minus. So this one is double dumbbell shaped. Next, so this x and this one is z. Plus plus minus minus. So this is called dxz orbital. Yz. plus plus minus minus. So this one is dyz orbital. Next one is electron density on the axis. One is x, another is y. Plus plus minus minus. So this one is dx square minus y square. Okay. Another remains, that is dz square. The structure of dz square will be like this. This is the z axis. So this is the dz square. Okay. Here the electron density is along the z axis. Okay. So in this way, if we think about the f orbital, in case of f orbital, what will be the value of L? L value will be 3. So definitely M value will be minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So in F subcell there will be 7 orbitals. Okay. So definitely there will be 7 type of F orbital. F orbital say maybe triple dampened or more complicated. Okay. That is not in our syllabus. So we have to practice up to the d orbital diagram. Now type of f orbital we can write here, that is f x cube, f y cube, f z cube. These are the 3 orbitals, f orbitals. Next there will be the f x cube, f y cube, f z cube. Okay. Next there will be the f y z square minus x square. Next f x z square minus y square. Next f z, okay, net x y z, okay, z x square minus y square. And one more left, 1 2 3 4 5 6, one more left, that will be the f x y z. Okay, so these are the 5 f orbitals and their shapes are very much complicated. We need not to draw here. Okay, up to d orbital we will practice. So next we will discuss one very important principle, that is called Above principle. So to write the electronic configuration of the atoms, we have to follow certain principles and laws. So one of them is Above principle. Above is actually a German name. It means build up. AUFBAU, Above principle. Now according to this principle, that is Above principle, the electrons are filled in various orbitals in order of their increasing energy. So lower energy orbital will fill first by electrons, then we will go to the higher energy. Thus an orbital with the lowest energy will be filled first. Okay. Then the energy content of the two subcells can be compared by means of the n plus L rule. If we think about the subcell with larger value or with lower value of n plus L, so lower value of n plus L will be filled up first, then higher value of n plus L will come. Okay. Now if we think about the 1s cell and 2s cell, in case of 1s, what is the n plus L value? It will be 1. In case of 2s cell, the n plus L value will be 2. So which one is the lower energy? This one is the lower energy. So energy increases from 1s to 2s, then 2p, then 3s, then 3p. In this way we are going. So lower energy orbitals will be filled first by the electron, then higher energy orbital. So now if we think about other examples like 4s and 3d, then we can easily understand why actually 4s and 3d, which one is the higher energy? you are thinking by considering this n, here n value is 4, here n value is 3. So this should be higher, this should be lower, so this should be filled first. But if we calculate the n plus l value, then you can easily understand, in case of 4s, n plus l value will be 4 plus 0, that will be 4. But in case of 3D, n plus l value will be 3 plus spd, that is 2, that is 5. So which one is higher value of n plus l? 3D. So in this case 4s will be filled up first, then 3D will come. Okay. After 3s 3p we should write the 3D, but we are not writing. Then there is the energy of 4s. Then we will go to the 3D. So in this way, if we draw one diagram or chart, then you can easily understand the energy level. Otherwise, you have to remember this energy level of this orbital. Okay. Now I am this order of the energy, okay, of the different orbitals I am discussing through a diagram, okay, or a figure. So first we have to write 1s here, then 2s 2p, then 3s 3p 3d, then 4s 4p 4t 4l, 5s 5p 5d 5l, 6s 6p 6d, 7s 7p. Okay. Now you have to draw the lines diagonally. Okay. So after 1s, now if we write the energy order, then first one is the lowest energy. Then we will go back in this way. Then what is there? 2s. Then after 2s, there will be 2p. Then there is 3s. After the 3s, if we go back, then we will get 3p. Then there is 4s. Then there will be 3d. Next 4p. Then there will be 5s. Hope you can understand. Okay. Then after 5s there will be 4d. Then there will be 5p. Then there will be 6s and so on. In this way we can easily, if you do not want to remember, okay, the order of the energy order of the orbitals, then you can draw this diagram and easily find out the energy order. Okay. That is a very good trick. Next we will discuss, already we have discussed that Pauli's Exclusion principle that told that an orbital cannot accommodate more than 2 electrons, or no 2 electrons in an orbital of an atom can have same values for all the 4 quantum numbers. Okay, so that is why we can tell that an orbital maximum number of electron will be 2. So this rule is also required for this electronic configuration. Next, one very important rule for writing the electronic configuration is Hund's rule. These statements are also important. You have to remember the statements also. Now, according to Hund's rule, no electron pairing takes place in the orbitals with equivalent energy, such as orbitals p, d, and h subset. They are degenerate orbitals. Okay. So until each orbital in the given subcell contains 1 electron and the spins of any unpaired electrons are parallel, that is in the same direction. Another thing that you have to remember that half fill and full fill orbitals are very much stable. This is because of the spin exchange energy, okay, or exchange energy of exchange energy of electron, and another will be the symmetry criterion. That means half field orbital and full field orbitals are very much symmetric. That is why they are very much stable. Now to understand the Hund's rule, if we draw the diagram of p orbital, then you can easily understand. Suppose if we consider nitrogen, in case of nitrogen, how many electrons are there? Total number of electrons will be 7. So it will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Now in case of 1s and 2s, there will be no problem. 1s 2 electron is there, one is plus half, another is minus half. And in case of 2s, only one energy is present, okay. There is no degenerate, but in case of p, there will be 3 orbitals, degenerate orbitals, px, py and pz. Now according to Hund's rule, when we want to fill up electron, first we have to do the unpaired, okay, we have to draw the unpaired electron. Why? Because you know that electrons are negatively charged, so it always try to remain as farthest as possible, okay, to minimize its energy. So if there is 3 unpaired electron, it will if there is 3 electron in p orbital, 3p orbital, definitely they will remain as unpaired in this way. If you draw like this, first is paired and second one is 1. So that is the wrong concept, okay. So always you write, suppose if you consider d5 electrons, then how will you write? 5 orbitals are there, degenerate orbitals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First you unpaired it. You fill up 1, 1, 1 electrons. Okay. If you have d6, then you have to pair it. But if you write in this way, d6, that is wrong. Okay. How to write? First you fill as unpaired electron and all degenerate orbitals, okay. Then you will put the next electron here, paired. So definitely no electrons pairing takes place, okay, in the orbitals with equivalent energy until each orbital in the given cell or subcell contains 1 electron and the spins of any unpaired electrons are parallel, that is in the same direction. So first we have to fill up as unpaired. If it is filled, then we will try to pair this. Okay. Suppose if there is d8 electron, d8. So according to Hund's rule, so in our hand there is 8 electrons. There are 8 electrons. Okay. So first we have to unpair it. We fill with unpaired electron. 5 electrons. Then the next 3, okay, one by one will be paired. So this is the electronic configuration of the D8 system. Okay, hope you can understand. And this is the Hund's rule. Okay, and here Hund's rule is applied. So all principle and rules we have discussed. Next we will discuss the electronic configuration. How the electrons are arranged in different orbitals. Okay. So based upon the above rules and the sequence of energy levels, that is the above principle. Following the above principle, the electronic configuration of element we will discuss. First one we will discuss aluminium. First we are discussing a very common, that is carbon. Carbon, how much electron is there in ground state? That is the 6 electron. So what will be the electronic configuration of the carbon? So first energy level is 1s, there will be 2 electrons. Then in 2s there will be 2 electrons, and in p energy level there will be 2 electrons. So if we draw the box type of diagram, Here 2 electron is present, here 2 electron is present, and here 3 orbitals are present, Ex, Py, Pz, and there will be 2 unpaired electrons. So this is the electronic configuration of carbon. Next, if we think about oxygen, oxygen how many electrons? 6 electrons. So its configuration will be 1s2, 2s2, then 2p4. This is 1s2, 2s2, 1, 2, 3 unpaired, then we pair. This is the electronic configuration of oxygen. If we think about aluminium, aluminium how many electrons are there? You know, total number of electrons will be 13. 13 electrons. So its electronic configuration will be 1s2. Okay, then there will be 2s2, then 2p6. How many electrons? 10 electrons gone. In our end only there is 3 electrons. Then there will be 3s1. 3s1 or 3s2? 3s2. Okay. Then there will be 3p1. Now this p will be maybe x, maybe y, maybe z. Okay, because they are same energy. Okay, we are just indicating by axis x, y, z. Okay, we can write px, py, pz. Generally, the first x is coming. We can write x. Okay, so here if we draw the box diagram, then you can understand that this one is 2, this one is 2s2, this one is 2p6, this one is 3s2, and this one is 3p1. Understand? So next day, today up to this, next day we will discuss more about the electronic configuration and the radial probability curve. Okay, so today up to this, thank you.